Can you survive being fireballed with fire and falling down to a guy who has a rageblade with only leather armor? Or a bow spammer with fire making you take fall damage with a new player spawning right there? Well, let's just start with how I broke this guy's bed and I tried killing him. He ran, and when I reached him, he blocked me with a block. I tried hitting him, but he blocked me again. I waited for him to jump off, and when he did, he went to my base, so I dashed over and almost killed him. He ran back to his base and I attacked him, but looks like he bought even more blocks. Now there's a player behind me, but I didn't know yet. As I tried killing him, you can see a player right there, but I didn't see because I was too distracted. The guy dashed and fell, but the other player got close to me. I got away, and then I realized that there was a player there. I was confused why they didn't attack me. I went to the middle, and now the player's after me, but it's a lassie kit. While I was collecting emeralds, I looked behind myself and I noticed the name tag fall. I'm guessing it was a lassie kit. I made it to a diamond gen and I noticed I was next to another player. So I quickly restocked on loot and I waited for the player to cross so I can hit them off. I did get the hit, but the player didn't take enough knockback, so I ran to the middle. I took shots to deal damage and ran away, but another player is also here. I got away, and I'm pretty sure that the dude who was shooting at me got distracted from the other guy in the middle, which allowed me to escape. I broke the pink bed, but she respawned right away. I tried killing the player, but it was too risky, so I ended up getting out of there. In this other match, this guy's at the middle and I wanted the emerald, so I decided to make a risky choice and fight him. I got pushed to low gun, but I was in a position where I can hit him, but he can't hit me, so I was able to kill him. Now I had the middle all to myself. While I was getting out, a player broke my bed, so now I can't respawn anymore. I reached the base to stock up, but afterwards I noticed the player just killed another player, so I changed my mind and ran back. But when I looked back, the player was after me and he was a Uzi, so I dashed him and juked him. I got away and made it back to the middle. It was chill at the middle and I was collecting emeralds peacefully, but look who's here. This guy, and he clearly wants to kill me. I have a plan. I ran to an open spot and I built up and dropped on him, allowing for 2 easy hits, and I'm swinging my sword everywhere, but then I heard the kill sound and knew. I sent him flying to the void. I noticed this player finished killing another player, so I dashed down and fought him, but he wasn't hitting me back for some odd reason, and I easily killed him. I reached this other player and saw he just enchanted. I built up, but he hit me and I realized he got static. Even though he has static, I have a diamond sword, so killing him shouldn't be a problem. I jumped down, but I started taking damage from his hidden Teslas. I'm now down to 43 HP. How will I survive? Back to this match with the lassie kit. I took bow shots and then used this block as a cover from the lasso. I charged at her and knocked her in the void. I went to the middle and got shot at by this diamond armor guy. I waited for him to cross the bridge and then I shot at him. I hit 2 shots that I took. I wasn't able to knock him in the void, but at least I dealt 14 damage, something that he can't do. Pow. After I collected emeralds and went back to a base to restock on loot, I came back to the middle and shot him, but I think he's angry now because this time he actually came to the middle. So I started running because I know he has a better advantage against me. But now he's in front of me, so I decided to take high ground. He wasted 2 fireballs and built up to push me, and I shot a fireball. As I see him coming, it looks like he also has a diamond sword. He jumped on and we fought, but he was dealing too much damage, so I jumped off, but as I ran, he threw a fireball, putting me at 25 HP. I knew I had to get out now, so I jumped off and threw a pearl. Luckily it landed, but now he's shooting at me, so I built cover and I was hoping he didn't have a pearl. I waited for the right moment and I shot at him. The first shot missed, but the second hit him. I knew I couldn't leave him alone. He will have an even bigger advantage. So I looted up, and once I reached him, I built for high ground and built a platform to avoid his arrows. I ran off and dashed onto him. We were exchanging sword hits, but his diamond sword was too much for me. So I got high ground, but if I stay on high ground, he will hit me with his bow. I took a risk and tried to grapple onto this building. But will I make it? Back to this match, I attacked this guy, but I got surprised by his hidden Teslas. My health got really low, so I ran inside the NPC to avoid hits and took some extra damage from the Teslas. Good thing I got out alive at least. I went back to the middle for emeralds, but another player was also here, so I hit him off, but he managed to block clutch and came back up. I chased him, doing lots of damage on the way. He towered up and I shot him. He then built a platform to avoid my shots, but I pearled him and killed him. But after that, I was on fire, and that was because the other guy from the match had fire enchant and shot me right after I killed the Cyan dude. But since the Cyan dude had a bed, he's back again. I dealt crossbow shots to him while he built, and then I built up to him, but he dropped down. But even when he did that, he still was building back up to me. So I hopped off and hit him. Caught myself with a block, and the other guy made a run for it. I took 1 shot and killed him again. All these shots that I'm hitting reminds me of how I want to hit my goal of 50,000 subscribers. So if you think I deserve it, then please subscribe. After that, I wanted to catch the green guy off guard, and I pearled him. His Teslas dealt so much, but I launched him into the void. I built up and made a platform to avoid the snowballs he was throwing at me with static, and we exchanged shots. I dropped down and killed him, and when he respawned, I killed him again and built up. I dealt damage to him with my crossbow, then dropped down to fireball's bed and break it. Now I broke his Tesla coil, and then I bought a fireball and threw it at him, launching him to me, and I easily killed him. Back to this match. After I dropped down to fight this guy, he was dealing too much damage to me, so I ran and built up, and I jumped off and grapple hooked onto the building. But for some reason, it brought me down to 3 HP in the air. So while I'm falling, I'm hoping that it wouldn't give me fall damage, and luckily I landed and stayed alive. But now, that guy definitely has enough emeralds for a pearl, and I'm waiting for the moment he decides to pearl. And bam, he did. But he fell through the hole and I started bowing him. He threw fireballs at me, but I dodged them. One hit the building and I fell down. I charged up my Uzi dash and prepared to run to the middle because it gives me a better position to work with and an emerald advantage. As I tried crossing, I fell through this crack, but luckily I caught myself and went back up. I noticed the guy crossing the bridge and I shot him. My shot hit and he went straight to the belly of the void. Now this is the match from the intro where things get intense. I left my base to go to the pink one, but while I was buying stuff, the pink player spawned and tried killing me. So I ran to the bridge and built up. I then dropped down and broke the pink bed, but now the cyan player is after me. I tried doing the high ground trick on him, but he was too far, so we engaged in a fight. And he was able to get multiple hits on me, bringing me down to 10 HP. So I started building blocks under me, so it's harder for him to hit me. I was about to go to the yellow base, but I noticed a player there, so I switched and went to the middle instead. I collected emeralds for a bit, but then I noticed an opportunity to break the red bed, so I broke it. But he also broke mine around the same time. I went over to the diamond gen, but this player has better loot than me. So I built up and ran off and dashed to the bridge. But I decided to block off the bridge and he fell for my trick, sending him straight to the void. I shot this player crossing the bridge and he looked away, but unfortunately he didn't fall in the void. Also, since I haven't mentioned it yet, I tried to make it a little challenging by only using leather armor. I was heading out of the middle, so I usually dashed, but it anti-cheated me, which almost sent me straight to the void. I went back up, but I noticed a player on a tower and someone was below him, so I screwed him up by hitting him. And I also took crossbow shots at them so I can get them low and take easy kills. After this player killed this other player, I shot him and I easily killed him. Afterwards, I tried breaking the bed, but he respawned, so I went back up. I noticed this green player coming, so I tried hitting him, but he had a bow, so I had to leave before he even hits me off. When he was fighting this player, he hit me into the void, so I was forced to balloon. I flitted back up and I tried killing him, but out of nowhere, I got hit twice, which popped both of my balloons. I was on fire and this green player respawned. I quickly killed him, and now I have to get out because this guy has a bow. But this other guy is also in the way, and I ran out of blocks, so I dashed towards the middle and bow spammed this guy so he can stay back. But I also got shot by the other guy who had fire, so I took cover behind this wall. I wanted to get out of the middle, but I had no more blocks, so I hid behind this emerald block and I waited for my Uzi dash to charge up. I finally made it to a base and restocked on everything that I needed. I took the opportunity to break the bed of the dude who had enchants, but after that, I realized that he also had a rageblade. I tried getting some shots on him, but now he's shooting at me, so I built cover. I found another guy in a hill and I shot at him, but looks like he's focusing on the rageblade guy, so I decided to do the same. I got 2 hits and pushed him, but now he broke the green bed and I killed him. So I'm one-on-one with this guy. I took height for a better angle to bow him, but I got hit by his arrow and his fire was too dangerous for me, so I pearled to a hill. He threw a fireball, but I knew I had to keep the pressure on him. I got some good shots on him back to back and forced him to go to the diamond generator. I decided to build over because I needed a better angle, but he hit me with his fire, which forced me to go back again. I got closer, but he fireballed me and I fell, bringing me down to 40 HP, and his fire wasn't helping. If he hits me once with his rage blade, it's over for me. Luckily, I ended up pearling back to the hill. At this moment, I knew I had to get armor if I wanted at least a better chance of killing him. So I dropped down with my Uzi dash to avoid fall damage, and I went over to an iron generator and bought iron armor. The one thing I was hoping was that he doesn't get his hands on emeralds, because just one telepearl can end it all for me. So I went ahead and collected diamonds because I needed the best little advantage that I can get my hands on. But I also went to the middle and made sure that he wasn't at the middle collecting emeralds, because that would be bad. But then I thought maybe he wasn't at the middle because he probably had a tier 3 and would be stacked with emeralds. So I located his position and found that he was still at the diamond generator. I shot him once doing the 21 damage and I did the same thing again, but he fired back and once again I was on fire. But I didn't let that stop me. I kept the pressure and shot again, dealing 21 damage. I knew he had to be low, so I pushed him even though he has a razor blade and fire. He threw a fireball launching me closer, but he was running, which means he's low. He tried escaping and I hit him once, and to my surprise, I actually won the match.